The desert had a way of swallowing sound, memory, and people, and for years, the rancher named Cole Thatcher let it swallow him whole. After losing his family in a fire that had taken both his home and his hope, Cole retreated to the farthest edge of Arizona Territory, where the silence was deeper than grief itself. He lived alone with his horse, Flint, speaking to no one, avoiding the nearest town, and convincing himself that a broken man had no place among the living. Every sunrise felt the same wake: ride the fence line, water the horse, eat beans from a tin, sleep under the old creek-bent roof, and repeat until the seasons blurred into a single long ache. But one scorching afternoon, as he rode across dunes shimmering like molten gold, something pierced the monotony. A thin, strained cry, a sound so faint, he first thought the wind was lying to him. Cole halted Flint, squinting into the distance. There, between two weathered wooden posts that rose like lonely sentinels, hung a girl upside down, suspended by ropes in a manner that seemed both ritualistic and cruel. Her legs were stretched wide and tied high to the posts, her arms bound outward, her dark braids dangling toward the sand. She wore traditional Apache dress, ragged from struggle, but adorned with beadwork that shimmered even under the punishing sun. Cole's heart lurched in a way it hadn't in years. He dismounted quickly, approaching her with caution, mindful that in these lands, whatever a man thought he understood, he probably didn't. As he reached her, the girl lifted her head as much as she could, her breath shallow, her lips cracked. "Water," she rasped. Cole retrieved his canteen and raised it gently to her mouth. She drank like someone who had been fighting death all morning. Up close, he could see bruises around her wrists, rope burns on her ankles, and a steadiness in her eyes that didn't match her fragile state. "Who did this to you?" Cole asked softly. The girl didn't answer right away. Instead, she closed her eyes, gathering strength. "Exiles," she whispered finally, "men who betrayed our people. They left me here, to be found by the sun, not by mercy." Cole swallowed hard. This land could host both brutality and beauty, but this cruelty was something he couldn't ride away from. He examined the ropes, thick, tightly knotted, deliberately placed. Whoever tied them had intended for her to suffer slowly. Cole pulled out his knife. "I'm getting you down," he said. She shook her head weakly. "If you help me, they will come. They always come back." Cole met her gaze, steady and rough like old leather. "Then they'll have to deal with me." He sliced the ropes at her wrists first. The moment her arms fell free, she cried out from the blood rushing back into them. He moved next to her ankles, supporting her weight carefully so she wouldn't fall head first. When he finally lowered her to the ground, she crumpled, trembling, but her spirit, he could see, had not broken. Cole carried her to Flint and helped her onto the saddle, then climbed up behind her to steady her weakened frame. As they rode toward his ranch, the sky deepened into a burning orange, casting long shadows across the sand. Cole felt her breathing slow as she leaned into him, and for the first time in years, the hollow in his chest felt less like a grave and more like a place where something might grow again. When they arrived at his small cabin, he laid her gently on his bed and prepared medicine from the herbs he kept for his own injuries. She watched him silently, studying this man with rough hands and a sorrowful face. "Why do you live alone?" she asked after a long pause. Cole froze, the question hitting him straight in the memory he kept locked away. "Because the world took everything I had," he muttered. The girl's gaze softened. "Then maybe it is time to let the world return something." He said nothing, but her words settled into him like seeds waiting for rain. For 2 days, he nursed her back to strength. She told him her name, Nieli, meaning "I love you" in the Apache tongue, though she laughed shyly as she explained she didn't choose the name herself. She described how the exiles had kidnapped her tribe's healer, her grandmother, and how Nieli had tried to intervene. They punished her by leaving her as desert bait, making sure no one would find her, except perhaps the vultures. Cole listened, feeling a fire inside him he hadn't felt since the night he lost everything. He had sworn never again to fight for anything, never again to risk losing something he cared for. But now, with Nieli sitting across from him, her face illuminated by the flickering fire, he realized he was already breaking that vow. He wanted to protect her. He wanted to stand for something again. On the third morning, just as dawn tinted the sky pink, movement flickered in the far distance. Riders, 4 of them. Nieli stiffened. "They've come." Cole stood, jaw tightening. He stepped outside, hat low, rifle loaded. The exiles rode toward the ranch, sneering like wolves closing in on an injured doe. "Hand her over," their leader spat. Cole didn't flinch. "She's under my protection now." A tense silence followed before the leader laughed darkly. "You can barely protect yourself, old man." Cole lifted his rifle. "Try me." The conflict that followed was swift and fierce, scorching the quiet morning with bursts of violence. Cole moved with the precision of a man who had spent a lifetime surviving. When the dust settled, the exiles lay defeated, and the desert was quiet again, but this time, the silence wasn't empty. Nieli stepped outside, tears glistening as she looked at him. "You saved my life," she whispered. Cole shook his head. "No, you saved mine first." From that day forward, The ranch was no longer a place of grief but renewal. Nayeli stayed with him until her tribe could be contacted, and even after she reunited with them, she visited often, bringing stories, laughter, and the reminder that life still had meaning. And slowly, Cole found himself stepping back into the world, not as a broken man but as one who had been given a second chance by a girl suspended in the desert, a girl whose courage rekindled his spirit. If you enjoyed this powerful story and want more gripping, emotional tales like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another life-changing story. Your support helps these stories reach more hearts around the world.